Confirm, yep, we're in public session. Thank you. So, members, the committee meeting will be recorded and broadcast throughout Parliament buildings and online. As always, members are welcome to use their mobile device as long as it's on airplane mode, and obviously photographs and recordings aren't allowed of the meeting. Can I ask members if they have any declarations of interest to declare at this point in the meeting? No, thank you. Okay, agenda item 1 is apologies. So I have apologies today from Kelly Armstrong, the chairperson, from William Irwin and Robbie Butler. He may not make the meeting and he may be an apology. So we'll just keep an eye on that. So are members aware of any other apologies? No. Okay. Agenda item 2 is the draft minutes. You can find those at pages 5 to 10 of the meeting pack. Are members content that the minutes are a true reflection of our meeting held on the 12th of June? Yes. Thank you. I'll just sign them. Thank you. Okay, agenda item 3, matters arising. There's no matters arising to cover. Any other members have any matters arising? No, thank you. Agenda item 4, provision for a final deadline for the introduction of a private member's bill to the Assembly. So this is the draft motion to amend standing orders. So people will remember at our meeting on the 12th of June, the committee considered the wording of a draft standing order and associated legal advice to provide for a final deadline for a private member's bill to be introduced to the Assembly of the last sitting day in June of the penultimate session of a mandate, and agreed it was content with the approach outlined. The legal advice and the draft standing order are at pages 17 to 22 of the meeting pack. Under section 41 of the Northern Ireland Act 1998, standing orders shall not be made, amended or replaced without cross-community support from members. The committee therefore needs to table a motion to make the necessary changes to standing orders in the Business Office and ask of the Business Committee to include this on the order paper for a plenary sitting. Just to make members aware, the draft motion to amend standing orders is at your pack on page 16. And can I ask members, if they've read it, I'm sure they have, if they're content to approve the draft motion? Content? Yep. Thank you. So, members, the normal time for a debate in relation to a committee motion is usually an hour and a half, which consists of 10 minutes for the chairperson or deputy chair to move the motion and 10 minutes for either the chair or deputy chair to wind, and 5 minutes for all other speakers. As this is a reasonably straightforward amendment to standing orders, the committee may, however, consider that it would be appropriate to request less time for this particular debate. So, just obviously being on the Business Committee myself, I would say this would take an hour. I think that's probably a reasonable assumption to make. We wouldn't want to go for anything less, so probably an hour is fine in terms of timings. Are people content with that, or do we think we're going to have a lot of speakers to this? Do we want to leave it at an hour and a half?
Agreed, I think an hour works.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, members. So the motion will now be tabled with the Business Office with a request for it to be scheduled on the order paper for a plenary sitting in September for a 1 hour debate. Thank you, members. So agenda item 5 is provision for proxy voting for parental leave in plenary. So we'll do some more of our committee consideration here. So just to remind members that at our last meeting on the 12th of June, we had our first look at a draft standing order for proxy voting for parental leave in plenary, and agreed that members should seek the opinion of their parties on the draft standing order in general and on a small number of provisions in particular, and report back to the committee today. We also agreed to seek the views of our parties on a small number of issues relating to the approach to the practical and administrative operation of the scheme before the committee reaches a final position today. As agreed on the 12th of June, Clark sent an email to committee members outlining the issues, and they agreed to discuss with their parties before the meeting today. So I know we've had some responses back in writing from Alliance, for example. So I'm presuming that everybody else has had the opportunity to consult with their parties. So, providing that's happened, I think we'll work through some of the the issues and the matters that still need to be agreed, and we'll start probably with the draft standing order because the committee will be discussing the legal advice later on in closed session. So can I ask for the agreement of members for the meeting to now move into closed session as is normal practice when we're getting legal advice? Yeah, great.
Committee Room 21. Sound. 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 Committee Room 21. Signed. 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 Committee Room 21. Sound. 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 Committee Room 21. Signed. 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 Committee Room 21. Sound. 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 Committee Room 21. Sound.
Confirm that. Yep. Okay, members, thank you. So, agenda item 8 is the review of Assembly oral questions. You can find information relating to this at pages 171 to 461 of the meeting pack for the relevant papers. So the Speaker had suggested a review of Assembly oral questions as one of the potential issues that the committee may wish to prioritise in its work programme, and the committee subsequently agreed, when considering its strategic priorities, that this would be the first longer-term piece of work to be taken forward. At the meeting on the 15th of May, the committee agreed to write to the Assembly parties and independent MLAs for views and suggestions on what may be covered in a future review of Assembly oral questions. The committee also agreed to commission a research paper on the number of oral questions that are grouped and that are withdrawn, and the occasions on which all selected oral questions are answered during question time. So to advise members, one response has been received from the Alliance Party, and that can be found at pages 175 of the meeting pack. The response outlines the view that the selection through the ballot system of more MLAs that are called at question time is not necessarily seen as a bad thing, as the questions to answer is forwarded afterwards. The research paper is also available, and that can be found at pages 179 to 192 of your meeting pack. And the paper sets out key findings in relation to the number of tabled oral questions and topical questions answered, withdrawn, or occasions when the member was not in their place, and the number of tabled oral questions grouped based on data provided by the Business Office covering the period from the 19th of February to the 28th of May 2024. The committee is due to review its agreed strategic priorities in September and may wish to defer consideration of this longer term piece of work until this review takes place. Given the low number of responses from Assembly parties and independent members, it may also be useful to send a reminding letter indicating that the committee would still welcome views and suggestions on what may be covered in any review of Assembly oral questions, and any further responses could inform that review. So if members are content to defer further consideration of this topic until the review of the strategic priorities in September 2024, are you content for us to look at this in September post-review? Yeah.
Yeah, content.
Thank you. And can I also get agreement from members to send a follow-up letter to the Assembly parties and independent members, just reminding them that we would still like to hear their views and suggestions on how future Assembly oral questions may operate. So can we get agreement that that letter is sent out? Thank you. So agenda item 9 is the committee's forward work programme. That's at pages 463 to 481 of the meeting pack. So you'll find the updated committee forward work programme and the relevant papers. The committee held its strategic planning day in April, and we subsequently agreed our strategic priorities, including a first review point for September 24. It's proposed to hold a review of the strategic priorities over a working lunch following the committee meeting on Wednesday, 23rd of September 2024. Lunch will be finished by 1:30 to enable members to attend afternoon committee meetings. So can I get agreement from members that we hold the review of the committee's strategic priorities at a working lunch on September 23rd of September this year?
Yep.
Thank you. So just keep that in mind. I'm sure we'll send out a reminder closer to the time anyway.
Sorry, Chair.
Yes, go ahead, Danny.
Apologies. I've got Wednesday the 25th of September.
That's my fault then, Danny. Apologies if I've got the wrong date in.
I don't know, it might be me now, but if you want to check.
I'm notorious for putting in.
What is it, 25th?
It's the 25th, yeah, it is 25th. I've hit the 23rd instead of the 25th, so my apologies.
Not your grants, no problem.
Okay, fair enough. Yep. Okay, thanks, Danny. So yes, just asking members to agree to review the committee's strategic priorities at the working lunch on September 23rd, which we have. So in preparation for the first strategic planning event, the committee wrote to a number of stakeholders, including the Speaker, First Minister and Deputy First Minister, the Assembly parties, the independent members, as well as the Assembly's standing committees. The letters requested any views and suggestions for issues that the committee may wish to prioritise in its forward work programme. Just to advise members that no response was received from the First and Deputy First Minister at the time, and the committee may wish to issue a reminding letter inviting the response prior to the review on the meeting of the 25th. An interim response was received from the Clerk to the Committee on Standards and Privileges, indicating that while the committee had not yet undertaken its own strategic planning, there was a number of issues in the previous committee's legacy report that, if agreed by the new committee, could potentially require amendments to standing orders. The Assembly and Executive Review Committee and the Audit Committee had also not undertaken their own strategic planning to identify key issues at the time. The committee may therefore wish to write to these committees advising of the review in September and asking that if they are now in a position to be able to provide their views and suggestions. So again, just seeking agreement from members that we write to First and Deputy First Minister and the Committee on Standards and Privileges and AERC and Audit as outlined, and just reminding them their views coming up and asking for their views again. Read. Thank you. A visit to another legislator that focuses on the committee's priority issues such as proxy voting, electronic voting and question time would be helpful to inform the committee's consideration and discussion. So I'm just throwing it out. I'm looking for agreement from members for committee staff to undertake some initial research and contact in other jurisdictions to establish which would be the most useful, most beneficial for us to visit, looking to table something maybe before Christmas recess. Are we happy for committee clerks to go ahead and do that scoping work and reach out and see is there anything that would be of potential benefit for us? Yeah? Yeah. Thank you. Agenda item 10 is correspondence. There's currently no items of correspondence to cover. Agenda item 11 is chairperson's business. This will be the last meeting before summer recess. Standard practice is to delegate authority to the chairperson and deputy chairperson during periods of recess to submit views on the releasing or withholding of information in any non-routine or contentious freedom of information requests received by the committee, thus avoiding the need to arrange a committee meeting during summer recess to deal with these requests. Any views expressed would be brought to the attention of the committee at the first meeting after summer recess. So are you content to delegate those responsibilities? Thank you. Agenda item 12, any other business? I've none. Do any other members? No. Agenda item 13 is the date and time and place of the next meeting. So our next committee meeting is scheduled to take place Wednesday the 11th September in this room, room 21 at 10 a.m. Okay, so
she's on her way. She's on her way.
She's on her way. Okay, we'll just take a pause, members, just for 5 or 10 minutes, just to allow Helen to join us before we take the legal advice. Okay. Thank you, members.
Take a
5-minute comfort break. Yeah.
Committee Room 21. Sound.